All right, you guys, how are we doing today? Haven't done a live watch along in a while, but Giovanni Reyna gets his first start since September 14th for Borussia Monchengladbach alongside compatriot Joe Scally. They're playing St. Pauli in the DFB Pokal. Neuhaus was injured in the last game, and now it's Gio's chance. It's Gio's chance to show something, to start, and to see how he can do. I'm going to pull up the Fought Mob, the starting lineup from Fought Mob in just a little bit. But in the meantime, how are you guys doing? It's a fun day. Got a lot of games happening today. Premier League games, La Liga games, a lot of DFB Pokal games. Juve and McKennie will play Udinese later in the Coppa Italia. But let's pull up the starting lineup here. Balinas. Why a live watch along of this when Dest and Pepe literally played Liverpool in the Champions League? Because I was traveling during that game. I was with family for the Thanksgiving week, so I couldn't really do any live streams. Otherwise, that would have been a great game to live stream. Morning, Green Gray Basin. Can't believe Doug said last night that Gio has a lot of failed journalists supporting him. Sounded like a shot at UNTAC, lols. We've never been journalists, so I don't know how we can be failed journalists, but it does sound definitely like a shot at us because we've been calling him out for his bad takes. He projected his starting lineup today on Twitter in a 4-2-3-1 with Alex Freeman at right back, Dest at the wing, McKennie starting at the 10, and Arfston starting at left back. So Doug, I don't know if Doug doesn't watch the games or if he's just shilling, but Doug's gonna Doug. He hates Giovanni Reyna and has made that very clear over a period of time. Yes, James Sands is also starting for St. Pauli as well. Let me pull up the starting lineup here and we can do a quick review before the game starts. Oh, wow. These, let's pull it up here. All right, so this is the starting lineup here on both sides. For Gladbach, Nicolas in goal, a back three of Dix, Elvedi, and of course, Joe Scally playing a back three once again. Ulrich on the left, Honorat, the Moroccan, on the right. Stoger, Engelhardt, and Reyna in midfield with Machino and Tabakovic up top. For St. Pauli, they have Vasilij in goal, Smith, Wall, and Metz in the back three. Opie on the right, Pirka on the left, Fujita, Sands, and Irvine in the middle, with Kars and Lage up top. So a good question here from Tom Davison. Says, Pete, your thoughts on Tillman versus Reyna, differences in playing style. I think that Reyna is a little bit more creative in a way than Malik Tillman. But Malik Tillman is a better two-way player than Reyna. Both good. Malik Tillman, I would say, a bit more not as capable of something completely unpredictable in the way that Giovanni Reyna is, but a lot more consistent with the ball than Giovanni Reyna is. And that's why he's starting for Bayer Leverkusen, right? And also a better player defensively than Gio. So that's the difference between the two. I'd be fine with either of them starting next to Christian Pulisic in that 3-4-2-1. Are you concerned with Matt Freese as our starting goalkeeper as after his performance in the Inter Miami game? He let in a lot of savable shots. Yes. But I've always been a little bit concerned about our goalkeeping situation because for better or for worse, Matt Freese, probably for worse, is our best goalkeeper right now. It is absolutely a concern. You cannot go far in a World Cup without a good goalkeeper. And that is a little bit of a concern for us. All right, so players are in the starting tunnel. This game was supposed to start at 9. I don't think it will be. Let me see if this is live. Yeah, it's live. Watching it on ESPN Plus if anybody wants to watch along. S27 says, Pete, I really want Italy to be in the USA group. I feel like we would beat them and the players would get up for the game. Thoughts? Yeah, I mean, the problem with groups with Italy is they would be in pot D, which means a very good opponent of all the pot D opponents, right? I don't know if I would really want that, to be honest. Johnny versus Barca later on. Yeah, Johnny, we'll see if he starts, but likely to start against Barcelona, which would be good. Good for the culture. Looking good, Pete. Thank you so much. We're all watching Gio as a family, as in you and your family or our YouTube family here. Tom Davison says, I also think Tillman plays a slower game, more backwards passing, but this is because I think he operates more tactically, seeking out smaller line breaks to advance. Reyna more direct. Yeah, I agree with you there. Hey, Pete, not sure if this was said, but Doug took some shots at you and Tack last night when talking about Gio. You know, it's funny. If I was shitting on a player like the way Doug was shitting on Gio for so long before that last camp, um, and then that player came into camp and was the best player in camp, I would be eating a little bit of humble pie. But, you know, insecurity is a bitch, and Doug has plenty of it. Where was he talking on? I don't really follow Doug because it's a waste of my time and energy. I'll see his tweets from time to time and I'll call him out on it. But mostly Doug doesn't know what he's talking about. He this morning he put a 4-2-3-1 out as his projected starting lineup for the World Cup, which we have not played in a long time. With Jedi Robinson not there, so Arfton starting, Alex Freeman at right back, Dest as a winger, McKennie as a 10, no Tillman, no Gio Reyna, no Anthony Robinson, no Tim Weah. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. But Doug is he's a US soccer quote unquote insider and he gets stuff from US soccer. US soccer does not know what we're going to line up at the World Cup. So Doug was just making a guess, but it's a way for him to manufacture consent for nonsense. And he's been doing that for years. The media is still trying to drum up GeoGate. Ah, on what TV sender is this game in the USA? So it's on ESPN Plus in the USA. Yes, Sands is also starting. Game's about to kick off any moment here. Can one of you guys do me a favor? Oh, game just started. Game just kicked off. Why hasn't Gio scored yet? Uh, long ball over the top. Gio goes up for it, loses the header. St. Pauli play a long ball out to nobody, and it goes out the side. What's your thoughts on Sands? Do you think he can play for the USMNT? I think he can. I don't think he's anywhere near the level, to be honest. Like, I don't think if you look at the guys that can play in his position, you have Tyler Adams, you have, you know, Tanner Tessman, you have Johnny Cardoso, you have Weston McKennie. Those four can play in that double pivot. After that, there's Aiden Morris, you know, Sebastian Berhalter, Yunus Musa, James Sands, Christian Roldan. I'd put him more in that category, fighting those guys for a spot in the roster. But he's not breaking into the top four. The top four that should be able to play in that position. Stoger with a layoff that ends up going out. Jacob Cortland says, I'll send clip, but basically he said there are a lot of wannabe journalists that didn't quite make it. As if any of us ever tried to be journalists, that are pushing Gio and his skill set is not worth that level of support. Tell him to listen to Tim Howard. What did Tim Howard say about Gio Reyna? Tim Howard said that we don't produce any players like Giovanni Reyna. And it's funny for Doug to be saying that right after Gio played so well against Paraguay and then came off the bench and got an assist against Uruguay. And by the way, Tack and I before this camp were very much saying this is last chance saloon for Giovanni Reyna. And it's not like I have probably supported Gio more than Tack has. I've believed in him for longer. But even I was becoming weary because of his club situation. And then he got called into this camp, and he showed us once again, as he has many, many times, that regardless of his club situation, Gio is still performs for the national team when it matters. And that is, Gio with a nice dribble. Oh, beats 3 players and is fouled. Ref says play on, plays advantage. That was a really nice play by Gio there. Ball played in field. It's played out wide yet again. Cross comes in, and St. Pauli clears it. Gio Reyna has it in midfield. Still has it. It's being tackled again. Still manages to keep the ball and lay it off. He's looking sharp, guys. B's 467. I'll answer this. Which famous soccer player most accurately compares to Gio's playing style, not in terms of caliber but prototype? For example, Kaká, Iniesta, De Bruyne. Ooh, I would say there was a very famous midfielder who played at Villarreal, and his name is escaping me. What was his name? Argentine, 10. Not a great defender, but extremely creative on the ball. Damn, what was his name? Somebody in the chat will remember it. Somebody in the chat will remember it. Played for Villarreal. I think went back to Argentina after that. Okay, long ball over the, not Valderrama. He was a 10. Riquelme, thank you. Juan Roman Riquelme. That's the guy that Giovanni Reyna reminds me of. Juan Roman Riquelme. A very sort of, not slow, but a very intentional 10, very creative. Maybe not always the best defender, but a pure 10 in the traditional sense of the word. That's who Gio reminds me of. Let's see how he does here today. He had 2 really nice moves so far. Where he won fouls and was fouled but managed to keep the ball. Are you going to do a World Cup draw live stream? Yes, absolutely I am. We're going to do the World Cup draw on Friday. We're going to do the live watch along for it here at my channel. And then we're going to do a breakdown afterwards on Tactical Manager TV. All right, St. Pauli have a little bit of the ball here. Hey, Pete, watching while alone in the office. Welcome. Welcome. Are you the boss? If you're not the boss, don't let the boss catch you. Pete, would you rather have an easy group or a hard group at the World Cup? Easy. I'd rather have an easy group because getting out of a hard group is possible, but it will also take a lot out of us. Right? It will take a lot of energy out of our first teamers. It will take more out of us to get out of the hard group, and that could exhaust us as we get to the knockout rounds. Ball is played in, but Gladbach win it back. And then a foul. They win a foul in midfield on Dix. Dix fouled. Oh, and that will be a yellow card for the St. Pauli player who fouled him, which was none other than James Sands. Yellow for James Sands. Who else is on lunch break at work? When we advanced out of the group of death in 2014, it brought a lot of attention, though. Yes, it brought a lot of attention, but then ultimately what happened? We lost to Belgium, right, in the second round. The idea is to go as far as you can, right? Go as far as you can. That's what will really draw attention. Winning knockout games, that will draw a lot of attention. So what happened to the movie review, Pete? I still have it. It's still there. I just haven't done one in a while because life has been quite busy. Very busy, in fact. All right, we're about 7 minutes in, still 0-0. Gladbach have the ball. The soccer dude, Sept. Gladbach still have the ball. Last time they played, Sands got yanked early too. Yeah. I mean, they're doing their best with limited resources, St. Pauli, but they're not filled with incredible players. Let's put it that way. All right, Gladbach have the ball. Scally out wide has it, does well to evade pressure and pass it into midfield, and it ends up going back to the keeper. Did you see what Jackson Dart said about soccer last night? I don't even know who Jackson Dart is. Giovanni Reyna shading slightly to the left in midfield when Gladbach have the ball. Long ball over the top. That's not a bad ball. Oh, and that'll be out for a throw-in as St. Pauli clears. New York Giants quarterback. Gotcha. Giovanni Reyna takes the throw-in. What did he say about soccer? While I don't think Sands is good enough, I'll always respect him for challenging himself in Europe. Agreed. Good for him for trying, right? Not staying comfortable in MLS. Gio asking for the ball in the pocket. He isn't going to get it. It's far too crowded there. He's going to have to come more central. There we go. Drifting inside a little bit. How's Reyna looking so far? I don't think I'm going to pay the $12 a month for ESPN Plus. He's looking fine. Hasn't been super involved, but when he has been involved, he's looked good. Had some really nice dribbling, which is honestly rare to see from Gio these days. Oh, now Gio has it. He turns well in the pocket. Ah, poor layoff. He was trying to lay it off and loses it. First poor moment from Gio. The other two were good. But they win it back. Oh, no. Giveaway. Ah, now they really win it back. Gio shading to the left. Gio has it on the left now. Gives it in field. He's playing in the attacking midfield spot with some freedom to roam. He's drifting wide in certain spots and then coming in central as the ball moves. They're playing a 3-5-2, but he's not playing as a wingback. He's in field now. It's very, very crowded. St. Pauli defending very well here in a good block. Is Scally playing too? Yes. Scally is playing in the back three on the right-hand side. Scally himself, ball over the top. Not a bad ball, but St. Pauli heads it out. That was Opie. He heads it out for a throw-in. Pete, it's great to see you back doing these watch-alongs. I know the World Cup is coming, so there will be more. Can one of you guys try sending? I wasn't able to monetize this video for some reason. I wasn't sure why. I don't know if it's automatic. If it's not monetized, can you not send super chats? Can one of you send like a 99-cent super chat just to see if it works and let me know? Because it'd be interesting to know if I can't monetize right now. All right, Gladbach definitely the better team here. They still have the ball. Gio Reyna has it now in midfield. Passes it back under some pressure. Gladbach try a pointless long ball to nobody, and that'll be out for a goal kick. There is no option for me. What did Dart actually say about soccer? All right, St. Pauli with the goal kick. Oh, they lose it. That is quite a decent shot from distance. Good save by the keeper. All right, so we can send super chats. Thank you very much, S27. Good to know that the option's available. So even if I can't monetize it on YouTube, you can still send super chats, which is good to know. Ah, that's a good hit. That's a really good hit there. John Moore, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. I just wanted to know. You don't have to keep sending super chats. The test has been done. Oh, decent ball over the top, but it's caught by the keeper. Wo kann man schön in the sky? I don't speak German. You're going to have to do that one in English. Oh, dangerous. Oh, St. Pauli keep it in transition here, but he slipped and couldn't hang on to it. Gladbach win it back. Let's go. Can they hold on to it? They cannot. Gio should be a starter for the next month or so now, right? Yeah, with Neuhaus injured, you would think so. Um, you would think so. But, you know, he has to keep playing well. The good thing is that Gladbach has sort of reversed their slide into relegation, are now in 11th in mid-table. They're not completely safe, but they're a lot safer than they were. So we'll see. But Gio has to perform, right? He's got to keep performing. Otherwise, it will start to look, you know, they could probably go with somebody else. Yeah, there was an injury. Neuhaus was injured in the last game. But, you know, this is his chance. Sometimes it takes an injury for you to get a chance. And now you have to take advantage of that chance if you want to keep playing. If Gladbach win this, his minutes will skyrocket. I would say more if he performs well, his minutes will skyrocket. If Gladbach win it and he doesn't play well, they may or may not skyrocket, right? They may because of lack of options, but it could also be that they lose, but he plays well, and then he'll get more opportunities. King Stuger back in the starting 11. Yes, he is. Where is this being streamed? It's on ESPN Plus. ESPN Plus. A lot of long balls over the top for Gladbach, but this was a good one. Scally header saved. Oh, that was a good cross by Scally. And a decent header, too. Actually, no, Scally wasn't the one with the cross. That was not Scally. Oh, that was slightly behind him. That wasn't saved, actually. That went out for a goal kick. Pete, are you watching the MLS Cup final on Saturday? I hope you are. I am not. I am working that day, so I cannot, unfortunately. Oh, St. Pauli playing out of the back under pressure. They go long down the left, but he loses it, and he wins it back. They have a Japanese 9 that seems mid. Yeah. Every time I watch, they struggle in front of goal. Are you talking about Gladbach? Or are you talking about St. Pauli? All right. Gladbach still have the ball here. Gio Reyna playing very much in the pocket. St. Pauli are doing a good job here of making it very hard to play through midfield. Cross, header, wide. That was a good header. Very close. Very, very close. Very, very close. I'll bet you Gio scores that. Apparently Gio's been practicing headers at Gladbach. Gladbach could use Sargent. Yeah, but Sargent didn't want to leave England. He wanted to stay in the UK for his family. So that's kind of on Sargent. Could have pushed himself, chose not to. Ball. All right, that'll be out. Throw in for St. Pauli in their own half. Gio not really seeing much of the ball. I think he needs to drop a little bit deeper at times to get on the ball. All right, he's defending the throw in here. That's good work. Gladbach still have the St. Pauli sitting very deep. Sitting very deep. Very compressed in midfield right now. This is a good test for Gio. When he doesn't have space, how does he manage? He comes in off the left. They really tried to play kind of not through midfield, but sort of over it or beyond it. They're not really trying to play through this very compact block that St. Pauli has set up. There's a lot of balls in behind or over the top. All right, St. Pauli have a rare break here. Oh, unmarked in the box. Slides him through, and nobody's there on the cross. Nobody's there on the cross. Here comes St. Pauli again. It is good to see Gio sprinting in this game. It's something we haven't seen him do in a while. St. Pauli with a rare sight of the ball here. Gio's going to have to do more. As of now, we haven't really seen him on the ball. When St. Pauli gets it in midfield, they basically go in behind. They don't really play through midfield, and that's the sort of way that suits Gio. But they're not going to play to suit him. They're going to play to win. So let's see how he does. Is James Sands starting? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. St. Pauli, ball over the top, can't control it. That'll be a throw-in for Gladbach. 3 Americans starting, yes. Giovanni Reyna, Joe Scally, and James Sands all starting in this game. The coach does not look happy. What number is James Sands? Sands is 6, number 6. Ball over the top. That's a handball. That should be a handball. Refs just play on. They try to play it to Gio in midfield, but it's cut out. 3 New Yorkers. It's true. 3 former NYCFC players. I mean, Gio never played for NYCFC, but he was in their academy. So Sands, Scally as well. Never played for NYCFC, but he was in their academy. Gio's not a New Yorker, no. But he did play in NYCFC's academy for a long time when his dad was the sporting director there. He was born in the UK, in Sunderland, I believe. All right, here comes Gladbach. Can they create anything here? Very sloppy giveaway there. Very sloppy giveaway. All right, St. Pauli with the ball now. They're doing well playing out of the back under pressure. Gladbach's press isn't exactly working. Gio doesn't have the speed and power of Jordan Morris. No, it's pace and power. Greg Berhalter's reason for why he played Jordan Morris over Giovanni Reyna. You probably said this, Pete, but how are you watching? ESPN Plus. ESPN Plus. Oh, ball in behind. Oh, that's a good cross. Nobody there. Giovanni Reyna will pick up the loose ball at the corner flag, shields it out. That'll be a throw-in for Gladbach. Let me put this down a little. Gladbach have had most of the ball, but they look pretty susceptible in transition. Like Gladbach have had, St. Pauli have had some really good moments in transition here. Oof. Ball over the top. Big switch over here as Gladbach go in transition. Oh, nice control here on the right. Does he have help? He loses it. He loses it. Went too far on his own. And that'll be a throw-in for Gladbach. All right, they still have the ball. Do you know Humor Bagel YouTube channel? I do not know it. What is it? You guys hear Pauli endorse playing better when Gio is on the pitch? Yeah, he said he plays more, he feels more calm. He feels more calm when Gio Reyna's on the pitch with him. And I think that's because he knows he has a pure creator in midfield to help him. I mean, maybe he doesn't feel so much the responsibility, the full responsibility of creating, right? And that is definitely something to keep in mind. All right, Gladbach still have the ball, but very difficult to break this St. Pauli block right now, or to go through it. Gio Reyna skipping into space. He's bypassed. It comes back to him now. Good ball out to the right. Gladbach coming down the right here. They still have it. Joe Scally to Gio. Gio in a good spot. Lays it off. It goes through. Nice play here from Gladbach. They attempt to bring it down. Shot. Blocked. Shot again. Blocked again. Cleared. They still have it. This is a very good point. Gio takes a lot of pressure. Oh, great ball, Gio. Great ball down. Ah, they lost it. That was a great ball there. Great ball there. Ah, he was offside. He was offside. He was offside. Gio takes a lot of pressure off Pauli. Teams can't triple him with Gio on the field. Yeah, exactly. And the more quality, that was a great ball by Gio, but just a split offside there. Yeah, there's more, creative players on the field. If they triple Pauli, then Gio's going to have a lot of space, right? Malik does it too, but he's not quite as creative. Bit different playing style. I agree, and I think either of them would be fine next to Pulisic, depending on the game, depending on the opponent. Maybe against a better opponent that's going to come at you, you have Malik because he's a little bit more of a two-way player than Gio. And then maybe against a worse opponent that's going to sit back a little bit more and you need to kind of pick a lock. That's where you have Gio. But either way, to have three options in that 3-4-2-1 attack, three good options to have Pulisic, Tillman, and Gio who can all play there, that's a good problem for us. What cross was that? That was nonsense. Oh, geez. Gio was free in the box there. That cross went out to nobody. Oof. Kabako, that was Honorat. Honorat. Messi adding an MLS title to his resume. Possibly. Who do you guys have? Who do you guys have for MLS Cup? Who's winning MLS Cup? Vancouver? Vancouver or Miami? Ball over the top. This could be dangerous from St. Pauli. Offside, offside, offside. So, Pete, what are your thoughts on the MLS schedule change? Feels like the league is throwing shit on the wall to see what sticks and doing anything to avoid pro-rel and an open system. Yeah, I agree. I don't think the schedule is really the problem. The problem with MLS, the two big problems it has is lack of quality and lack of stakes. Those are the two big issues that MLS has. That doesn't fix either. Lack of stakes, no promotion relegation, 60% of the league makes the playoffs, making the regular season essentially meaningless. No real fan pressure, meaningful fan pressure. There's a real lack of stakes there. And then lack of quality is obvious. Now, I would argue stakes are more important than quality. There are lots of leagues in the world that lack quality, but have stakes and have really great fan environments and fan pressure. MLS fan environments are very sanitized. So, yeah, those are the big problems. Now, you can change that by adding pro-rel, by changing the playoff format so not so many teams make it. You can add quality by increasing the salary cap, changing the salary rules, et cetera, et cetera. Now, that would fix a lot more issues with MLS. Schedule change isn't going to fix much, to be honest. It does feel like a reason to throw something at the wall and ignore the very real elephant in the room, the very real issue. Gio has been quiet, I would say, in the last 26 minutes. He hasn't really seen a lot of the ball. Gladbach playing quite direct when they get it. So let's see how he continues to do. He's going to have to play better if he wants to keep starting. And this is his opportunity to show what he can do, so he needs to take it. Ball in. Oh, that's a terrible ball. Just give it to Gio next time. Oh, great tackle, Gio. Dropping back and defending to win the ball, but St. Pauli still has it. St. Pauli coming down the left here. Cross. Oh, not very well cleared. St. Pauli still has it on the right. Pumar says, isn't this normal to start a cup match as a backup? Well, he is pretty much starting the starting lineup. It's still the starting lineup. The reason Gio's starting is because Neuhaus was injured. St. Pauli still with the ball right now. I heard Michael Bradley is coaching. Yeah, I believe he is the front runner for the Red Bulls job, even though he's only been coaching their academy. Good defensive work from Gio there. Even though he's only been coaching their academy, Red Bulls 2, for I think 6 months. He's apparently a candidate for the head coaching job. That would be quite interesting to see Michael Bradley coach. He worked under his dad as an assistant coach in Norway for a little bit before his dad got fired. And then he worked for Red Bulls 2. And let's see how he does. He's getting a lot of, there's a less barrier to entry for coaches who were amazing players. But amazing player coaches don't always make great, or amazing players don't always make amazing coaches. They'll get more opportunities for sure because of their playing resume, which has very little to do with coaching. But let's see how they actually do. St. Pauli still have the ball. Gladbach defending in a block right now. All right, we're 30 minutes in. Messi coaching would be kind of funny. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if Messi wants to get into coaching. Might not be right up his alley. All right, St. Pauli trying to create down the right here. Are they going to float a cross in? They do. It is well cleared. Gio picks it up. Is surrounded by 2 players and is pressured. It's kicked out. It'll still be a throw in for Gladbach. Long ball over the top. St. Pauli still have it. Can Gladbach win it back? Apparently they can, but not for long. They're clearing it. They're either clearing it or going long a lot. They're clearing it or they're going long a lot. Scally 1v1 here. Forces it out. Well defended. That'll be a throw in for Gladbach. Roberto Dos Santos. Hello, Pete. Yeah, that was good pressure by Scally there. All right, guys, hit that like button if you haven't done it already. We're at 192 viewers. So hit that like button. Let's see if we can get that to 150 at least. All right, Gladbach finally on the ball now. Gio playing very much in the pocket here, often surrounded by St. Pauli midfielders. Playing down the wing. That'll be a throw-in for Gladbach. Joe Scally will take it. Do you have a team you want to draw Friday just because you like the team/country? Honestly, Morocco. I like the Moroccan fans. They've got some spice to them, but they're competitive, but they're not dishonest, in my experience. A lot of the Moroccan fans have had very complimentary things to say about our program at the youth level with the U17 and U20 World Cups. Now, it's easier, I would say, to be gracious when you win. How they handle losing is a different story. That we don't really know because they keep beating us. But I think it would be fun to try and beat them in the group stage of a World Cup, even though I think it would be tough. It's a very good team. But I kind of like the Moroccan fan base, and I like that a team from Africa is kind of showing up on the world stage. Semi-final in a World Cup, which is, I believe, better than any African team has ever done, right? I think the team that went the furthest in a World Cup, African team before then, was Cameroon back in '86. They lost to England 3-2 in the quarterfinal. Am I right about that? Can anybody think of an African team making a semifinal? I don't think it's ever happened. But Morocco were the first. And then their under-20 team went on and won the World Cup. Then their U17 team beat us in the World Cup. They ended up losing to Brazil in the semifinal. But they mostly played well, I guess. I want Scotland. Scotland would be an interesting one. For sure. Ball down the right. They've got no attack going here right now. Gladbach. If Italy gets in, I want them. Norway, Italy, and Morocco, I think, would be our group of death. St. Pauli on the ball. This has been a very dull first half. Very dull. Yeah, can you imagine Holland going up against Tim Ream? That would be a disaster. Oh, oof. Ball was attempted to cross out to Gio, but Gladbach win it back. I mean, St. Pauli clears and Gladbach wins it back. All right, Gio down the left. Good ball, Gio. Can he hold on to it? Cleared. That was a good ball by Gio. Picks it up in midfield. First touch to Honorat. Great ball. First time to Honorat. Honorat kicks it back. You see these little glimpses of quality from Gio. You just hope he could do it more often, right? I mean, that would be good for his confidence. The last two moves were good. He's showing up pretty deep now to try to get more on the ball. He's got two defenders with him. Oh, effortlessly breezes away from one. And he's pushed. Complains to the referee a little bit. These long balls over the top. Oh, that was a good one, though. Cleared. Corner. Yeah, he shields the ball very well. Gio very rarely loses the ball when he's shielding it like that. A lot of fans will be wanting to get USA in their group, which is wild, them being pot one. Yeah, but hosts always get pot one, right? Every World Cup host always ends up in pot one. All right, corner for Gladbach. Not a great corner. Cleared easily, but they still have the ball. Shot from distance is cleared, is blocked by Honorat. Good shot from distance, and then straight into the arms of the keeper, though. Kind of a snooze fest, to be honest, guys. All right, here comes St. Pauli now. Neither team has created anything real meaningful in the last 20 minutes or so. St. Pauli cleared. Gio has been quiet. He hasn't really gotten a ton of the ball. When he's gotten the ball, he's looked good. I want him to be more aggressive on the ball, though. when he does get it. The last 2 times he got the ball was good. Good one-touch balls into attacking positions, nearly created something. Hasn't got on the ball a ton. He's sort of shading to the left-hand side of midfield, sometimes almost as a wing-back. He's not playing wing-back, to be clear, but his positioning definitely shades onto the left, which I guess the idea is for him to be able to cut onto his right foot. Gladbach are playing very much a long ball game almost. They're not really playing through midfield, to be honest. And the press is a little bit incoherent. St. Pauli try to go long. Nobody there. Gladbach win it back. 38th minute. 38th minute here. Gio shading to the left. Receives the ball. Plays it simply back. Receives it back. Again, plays it back into defense. And he comes into midfield. Oh, that's a good touch. Oh, good work. But then he loses it. He had a good touch to dribble away from pressure, but then he good touch away from pressure, but then he lost it on the second dribble. But I like that. Even if he loses it, I like Gio trying to be more aggressive with the ball. I do. I like to see him taking on players, trying shit. That's the old Gio that we need to see more of, not always playing it so safe. So long as he's doing it in the right place and not in the defensive third, right? St. Pauli on the ball now. Gladbach wins it back. It's a very back and forth game. Joe Scally here under some pressure. Shields well. Dribbles backwards. And that was good work by Joe Scally there. Gio now. Oh, terrible touch, Gio. He was trying to do something clever on the ball, but that was poor. That was poor. You got to get back now, Gio. Got to get back. Oh, blocked. Would Bradley's international and USMNT experience give an advantage in coaching a national team, even if you had only been an MLS coach? I think it always helps. It can help, right? To have international experience and stuff. But I don't think we should be handing out the national team job to MLS coaches. I really don't. I think we should be looking for the best possible coaches. It's the biggest soccer job in the country, and the way we did with Pochettino is be looking big, looking for coaches with high level experience and profile. Right? That's what we should be doing. Handing it out to MLS coaches who have no real coaching experience in a quality league with real pressure. I'm not saying it can't work. It's a risk because you have no idea what they're going to look like at a real level, especially for the national team. The national team is like so much rides on the national team soccer in this country, right? You see when the national team is playing poorly, we see interest drop. I don't think it's a place to like test out. I think you go to MLS and then from there you try to get a coaching job in Europe if you really want the national team job, but otherwise. All right, here's Gladbach now in transition. St. Pauli doing a really good job of defending. Oh, he got there first. That'll be a free kick. How is that not a free kick? He tackled him. If you were USMNT head coach, what would be starting 11? Assuming everyone is healthy. I guess Matt Freese in goal. Back three would probably be Tanner Tessman, Chris Richards, and Tim Ream. Tessman, by the way, and credit to Tack here, has been playing for Lyon as a center back right now. And then right back, right wing back, Serginho Dest, left wing back, Jedi in midfield in the double pivot, Tyler Adams and Weston McKennie, Pulisic and Gio Reyna as the dual 10s with Balogun up top. That would be my starting lineup. Gio talking to the coach now. But coaches like Poch are rare. It's not a high prestige enough job for coaches to want to come, especially after not having a home World Cup. So I don't think it was anything that made Poch come except money. Like, if you offer, he's like the fourth highest national team coach in the world, highest paid. Oh, Pauli win the ball. St. Pauli win the ball in transition. They will have a shot here. Oh, good defending, blocked, but they still score. 1-0 to St. Pauli. 1-0 to St. Pauli. Cars with the goal. A poor transition moment from Gladbach here. 1-0. Gladbach behind. Just before the break, St. Pauli with the ball, with the goal. That was terrible defending. They just gave the ball to them. They tried to clear it, they got in each other's way, and they just gave the ball to St. Pauli. And then two of them on him, and they still couldn't keep out the shot. Man, that was awful. Awful. Oof. Very poor mistake from Gladbach there. And even then, the two of them managed to recover. How did he still get that shot off? He drew them to the right and then cut to the left. That's a very good finish. That's a very good finish. All right. 1-0 down, Gladbach. St. Pauli with the ball. Come on, Gio. Time to pull a rabbit out of a hat here. Yeah, neither guy was Scally. That was not Scally. It was not on Scally. Ref doesn't call a foul on that one, even though I think that was very much a foul. Tabakovic fouled there by Kars, the goal scorer. Oof. Double foul. Two fouls there from St. Pauli. Is Gio playing well? I would say Gio has been quiet. He's not done poorly when he's gotten the ball, but he hasn't been. He's not playing. I wouldn't say he's played well. I'd say he's been very quiet, not super involved. Honorat with the ball, cleared. Gio was looking for it. Gladbach still has it. Headed in the air, and St. Pauli managed to clear it. All right, they've got a few seconds here. Long ball over the top, looking for Gio. Pauli headed out. All right, and that's halftime. St. Pauli 1, Gladbach 0 in the DFB Pokal knockout round. I'd say Scally has generally played quite well. Sands has been fine. Gio has been quiet. Kevin Stoger is a game killer. That guy fucking sucks. I have not watched a lot of Stoger, the Austrian, I believe. All right. How are we doing? Thanks for hanging, chat. 200 people, hit that like button if you haven't already hit it. Honorat's not looking happy as they are down 1-0 here. 1-0. Cars with the goal for St. Pauli. He refuses to play in tight spaces with Gio. They haven't really played through Gio. Pete, how is Mrs. Yanks? Actually, Mrs. Yanks and I broke up about 9 months ago. Back in February, earlier of this year. Gio needs to get on the ball more. He's tucking inside a bit too much. Yeah, but inside is where he's supposed to play. It's a conundrum, right? Because if you pull back and play on the left side, you might see more of the ball, but then when you do get it, you're not going to have a ton of opportunity to really impact the game. Certainly not the way that Giovanni Reyna plays. But when you go into midfield and try to receive the ball, you will receive it in more dangerous positions, but then it's a lot more crowded. And it doesn't seem like Gladbach are willing to try to play through a crowded midfield. It seems like they're planning to go more over the top. Everyone's saying sorry in the chat. Don't worry about it, guys. I am doing fine. I'm actually dating somebody else now. So there is a new Mrs. Yanks, so to speak, although it's, you know, it's still new. So let's wait and see. Yeah, so St. Pauli winning 1-0 over Gladbach. Do you still have Taco? No, unfortunately, Taco passed away in January of this year. He had cancer. It was a tough one. He got cancer in July of last year. We did chemo and we tried everything we could to save him, but it was a very aggressive cancer, and he passed away in January of this year. It was a tough start to 2025. But he was a good boy, and he had a great life, even though it was short. At least he had a great life with us. And hopefully he's frolicking somewhere beautiful and chasing squirrels, and I miss him. And I will definitely get another dog one day. But yeah, he was a good boy. But, yeah, tough start, J. Crew. But, one of my favorite quotes is tough times don't last, but tough people do. And that's always kind of been my motto in tough times. And I've learned over and over again that if you just get your head down, stick it out, let yourself feel the pain, and keep going, life gets better, right? Life is ups and downs. You're going to have shitty years. You're going to have shitty months. You're going to have shitty weeks and shitty days. And how you respond to those says so much about you, and also has so much impact on what happens after that. You just keep going. Fumar Moda, chat is a bummer now. We'll get out of my personal life. Don't you worry. It's okay, guys. It's okay. This was a while ago. It was very, very tough, of course. Losing a dog always is. But, that was a while ago. It was almost a year ago. And he's, forever memorialized. Do you have a new dog now? Just wondering. I do not have a new dog at the moment. My living situation isn't super conducive to a new dog, but I love dogs, and I definitely want to get one again soon. It's just a matter of the right time. Just a matter of the right time. All right, let's take a look at greatness is forged in fire. That's a fantastic quote, J. Crew. Let's take a look here at the stats from the game. So XG has been really poor on both sides. XG has been not good. Expected goals for Gladbach, 0.5. Expected goals for St. Pauli, 0.29. Do I have that right, or is that the other way around? Yeah. Gladbach, 0.5, 0.29 for St. Pauli. So kind of a dull game in that sense. Not a lot of chances being created. It's going to be interesting to see what changes, if any, the coach makes in the second half. Julian Vivas. What do you think of Jackson Dart comment on soccer? I didn't actually hear this comment, so I couldn't really speak to it. What exactly did he say? Oh, we have a Thai super chat. Pakpon yang song suk ta kai. Pakpon means to sleep or to rest. Yang song suk. God, it's been so long since I've spoken Thai. He said soccer is soft. Guess depends what soccer he's watching. If he's watching MLS, I'm not surprised that he thinks that. Most Americans, like Roberto, think soccer is soft and boring. I don't think Roberto thinks soccer is boring. I think he was talking specifically about MLS there. He's a product of, yeah, guys, he's a football guy. Where I don't want to say all they do, but they do a lot of running into each other, right? Depends what kind of soccer he's watched. We're taught that soccer is soft. Yeah, that's old culture, though. That's old culture. I think it's starting to change. I really do. I think it's starting to change. People are starting to really get, especially kids, getting into soccer in this country a lot more. And hopefully the World Cup is really going to help with that. This is hilarious. This is football. Whether I'm inside the pocket or outside the pocket, I'm going to get hit. We're not playing soccer out there. Bro, soccer players get hit all the time. What is he saying? What is he saying? Who is spamming? Jacob Cortland. I don't think anybody's spamming here. A lot of ads on ESPN Plus at halftime. It just depends on how you look at it. Soccer players are great athletes and in the best shape. Yeah. You don't see pot bellies. I see pot bellies on the field in football. I don't see pot bellies in soccer. So I don't know. It's a completely different game. Can't really compare it there. Soccer players don't wear pads to protect them, so they feel all the contact. Yeah, exactly. This might sound crazy, but I Show Speed brought a lot of American kids into football. You mean soccer, but yes, I know what you mean. That's not crazy at all. He likes it, and he got a lot of young kids, especially Gen Z, Gen Alpha, into it. He's doing good work for soccer in this country. I thought on Twitter you said you took Lady Yanks to Thanksgiving with you. Yeah, that's the new Lady Yanks, Green Great Basin. That's the first time I brought her to visit family. That's the new Mrs. Yanks. I wonder if Gladbach will score. You and me both. They're going to have to play a lot better second half than they did the first half. They actually had a few chances in the first 10 minutes. In the first 10 minutes, they had a few chances. They just didn't finish them very well. You said you doubt St. Pauli keeps a clean sheet. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's see if Gio Reyna gets pulled in the second half. Anyone seen any good movies recently? While we're at halftime waiting for the second half? I'll tell you what I saw. I saw One Battle After Another, Paul Thomas Anderson directing, Leonardo DiCaprio and Chase Infinity starring. Oh, that was so good. So good. I have never, not never, I have not for a long time been absolutely riveted by an entire movie from beginning to end every moment. And One Battle After Another was like that. It was like that. I could not look away. It was really, really good. You a fan of Stranger Things, Pete? I think I watched season 1 and then I just never kept up with it. How's the new season? Is it good? Rental Family with Brendan Fraser was solid. I heard good things about that. I heard good things about that one. I watched a movie called Fracture with Anthony Hopkins and Ryan Gosling. Pretty good. Older, though. Oh, dope. Yeah, put good movie recs in the chat, fam. I saw the first 20 minutes of it in theaters and left because it seemed like a bunch of woke nonsense. No. Julio Sandoval. You have to watch the whole movie to understand. It's supposed to be comedy. It's like dramedy. Just watch it. It's fucking funny. Just Frank says, this might sound dumb, but I like soccer because everyone around me hates it. Yeah, stand out. Pete, have you watched Orphan? I have not. I have not seen that. What is it? Will they be able to draw? You mean Gladbach? Hopefully. Let's wait and see. Did you see Bugonia? No, but I heard good things about Bugonia. Anyone in the chat see Bugonia? That's the one with Emma Stone, right? I heard it was good. I heard it was funny also. I love a good dramedy like that. What do you think Poch's realistic back five will be at the World Cup if Jedi is unable to start? Will he start Arfson over Weah? I hope so. I hope so, but Poch really loves Arfson. So I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully starts Weah there if A-Rob can't go. But I've heard that A-Rob is going to make a comeback at the beginning of next year. That he's going to be okay. That they sort of fixed the lingering issue with his knee. So fingers crossed, because we really need that. We cannot start Arfson at a World Cup. I had 3 sets of people walk out of one battle after another in the first 20 minutes too. No clue why. It was awesome. Honestly, for me, it was the best movie I've seen this year. Best movie I've seen this year. Pete, what are your hobbies / interests outside of football? I like, obviously, acting is a big part of my life. So outside of football, I do that. I also love the outdoors. So hiking, camping, traveling. That's a big one for me. Those 3. You know, spending time with friends, community, like barbecues with friends. Barbecue's great. Going on adventures and trying new things in general. That's kind of my jam. But, you know, football and acting take up a lot of my life. They really do. Pete, do you prescribe to any particular acting techniques or more School of Hard Knocks? Not really. I mean, I've studied Meisner. I was in Playhouse West. I studied Meisner there. That's actually where I met my current girlfriend. She was in the same acting class as me. I don't think there is one acting technique for everybody. I think they all have good things. A lot of them have good things, but it also depends on the person because everybody's different, and how you get into character and how you get into a moment of truth and honesty very much is dependent on your personality and your experience with the world and your mental makeup. And so everybody kind of should develop their own technique that works for them. For me, I do enjoy Meisner. It's very present. It's very much reacting in the moment without trying too hard. And I like that about it, but I don't think it's the be all end all of acting techniques. I think it's given me some good things, and there are some things about it I also disagree with. Is Gio playing well? No. I would say Gio has been quiet. Hasn't seen a lot of the ball, to be very honest. You can't watch FOTMob ratings. Correct. If you try to judge a player on FOTMob ratings without watching the game, you will be disappointed. Or not disappointed, you will just be uninformed. Pete, do you think the U.S. will actually win a World Cup in our lifetimes? Depends how old you are. Depends how old you are. I think it's possible, but winning a World Cup is very, very, very hard. There are only 8 teams that have ever won a World Cup, right? You're talking about Spain, France, Italy, Germany, England, Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay. Those 8 teams. So even teams like the Netherlands and Portugal have never won a World Cup, right? Colombia has never won a World Cup. So, you know, let me ask you guys this. I have 2 questions for you. We'll do them one at a time. Number 1, who is the first nation to never win a World Cup that will win a World Cup? Who will it be? Put your answers in the chat. Who will be the first country, having never won a World Cup before? Who will be the 9th? Who will be the 9th World Cup winner? Tell me in the chat. Second half is starting soon. Players are coming out of the tunnel. I'm seeing Netherlands, Japan, Ghana, Netherlands, Portugal, Holland, or the Netherlands, you mean, Morocco, Portugal, Netherlands. Ghana. Why is everybody so high on Ghana all of a sudden? I can't see them making it. Their golden generation kind of passed. USA, Norway? I don't think Norway. USA. Some people are saying USA. I mean, I'd say that's unlikely right now. I would say that's unlikely right now. Portugal, Mexico. No way, Mexico. Colombia or Croatia? Interesting. I think Croatia's moment has passed, to be honest. I think their golden generation of players is kind of on the. They'll still be a very good team, but I don't think they're going to be anywhere near a World Cup. Japan, USA, Colombia, Honduras. Misael the drummer, are you Honduran? Belarus. Okay. Now let me ask you this. Who is the first team to win it outside of Europe and South America? If I'm going to say outside of Europe and South America, I'd probably go Morocco. Morocco are looking very good, not just right now, but their future looks very bright. If you look at their U20s and their U17s, they look like they have a very bright future. Tom Davison says Japan, USA. A couple people saying no one. Winning a World Cup is very, very hard. You have to be very, very good, very, very deep, have a very strong mentality, and also get some luck over the course of 8 games. All right, here we go. Kickoff for the second half, and St. Pauli begins by going long. Senegal, Kurdistan. Whoever plays FIFA the most. Vatican City. Pete, why isn't India a powerhouse? Because they are not a soccer country. East Timor shout. India is a cricket country. It's actually quite fascinating that, you would think a country that was colonized by the Brits would have been big into soccer. Oh, good idea with the ball. But Gio was free. Should have passed it to Gio. Damn. It was a good idea, just poorly executed. I would say India is not a soccer country. They're a cricket country. And the reason that is because when the British went there, who were the Brits that were there? It was British officers and rich merchants from the East India Trading Company. And so the soccer at the time, or football, was a blue-collar sport in the UK. And so, the blue-collar soldiers, the people who were there who brought the sport to India were, upper crusters, right? Not white collar, but merchants and generals and whatnot. And cricket was sort of the gentleman's sport over there. And so they brought that to the country, to India, and India adopted it. They are starting to get into soccer, but there's also a lot of problems there with corruption. The federation, I don't know if they're still run, but when I was there, the federation was run by the airline minister. It's, heavily connected to the government, and they also don't have really a football history, but now they do have a good league. They have promotion relegation from the I-League up to the Indian Super League, and it'll be interesting to see if they can develop better players. But I think it's going to take a long, long time. Let's just get them to qualify for a World Cup. They've got to qualify, number one. Gio Reyna with the header down. Nobody makes the run. Nobody makes the run. Joe Scally backwards. I've seen a lot of videos about how dirty India is, Pete. Is that true? Dirtiest country in the world, apparently. It is a very dirty country. I lived there for 7 years. It is a very dirty country. I will say, though, that oftentimes that stereotype, which is a true stereotype about India, tends to take a lot of the focus and attention from many beautiful things that India has as a country. I really enjoyed my time there. It was a very warm, welcoming place. Oh, almost a ball for Gio there. Very warm, welcoming people. They wear their heart on their sleeves. They're very passionate people. It's very overpopulated for, obvious reasons. And that prevents a lot of things. There's also a lot of corruption. There's a lot of issues. But they have incredible food, an incredible culture, very warm, wonderful people in my experience. And I had a really, really good time there. So I don't. I mean, it is true that it's a dirty place, but I don't think that oftentimes people allow that trope to take away from the many beautiful things that India offers. And I think things can be two things. Both things can be true. It is a very dirty, unhygienic place and also a really beautiful place. Come on, Gladbach, let's get on the ball here. The street food is incredible. I would be very careful though if you're visiting. I would not recommend the street food because your stomach and your digestive system in general will suffer. So just be very careful. How many rats did you see roaming the streets in India? To be honest, not many rats. As many rats as you see in New York City. A lot more cows. Cows roam freely there. You see cows crossing the street, blocking passageways. It's an incredible country. It's you have to see India to believe it. I established dominance by eating street food in foreign countries. I don't know. The only dominance you're going to be establishing is the toilet there. Agyabangimang. Agyabambimang. St. Pauli on the ball. Come on, Gladbach. Do something. India is the way it is because of the Brits. Absolutely. Britain raped India of a lot of its resources and wealth and jewels, and then pulled out and sort of left them with that mess. And India is still dealing with that. And it's not easy. I mean, if you think about, oh my God, St. Pauli almost scored again. India has had their independence since 47, right? So we're talking about what, 75 years? You know, that's not a lot of time. We were fighting a civil war 100 years after our independence from the Brits. So give India some time. I think India is a very quickly growing country, very progressive, or becoming more progressive as it becomes more globalized, and as the youth get more access to the internet and different cultures. And I'm very curious to see what's going to happen to India in the next 10, 20 years. Pete, do you think Thailand is a nice country to visit? Yes. Beautiful country to visit. I recommend Thailand so much. I was born and raised in Thailand and speak Thai. I love that country. The food is incredible. The people are very wonderful, very warm. Some beaches are some of the most beautiful in the world. And it's a beautiful, beautiful country. Beautiful country, beautiful culture. Ate only French fries for a solid 3 days in India because I couldn't stand the food. Mixed tea, how do you not stand the food? Damn. I mean, I wouldn't recommend eating the street food, but go to the Indian restaurants and have some incredible food. That's some of the best food in the world right there. I was watching the final between the US and Brazil, and it still hurts. In what? Where to watch outside Germany? It depends where you are. If you're in the United States, you can watch on ESPN+. How's the food in Thailand? Incredible. I love Thai food. I struggle to eat when I travel abroad. You got to try. You got to try. When you travel, eat the local food. To be honest, I think the best food in the world is always the street food. But I understand why you have to be careful, right? You have to be careful eating street food in many parts of the world because you don't want to get sick or get food poisoning. But definitely try the local food. Try to find a cleaner place and definitely try it. If you go to a new country and you don't experience their food, you're missing out on so much. Best national cuisine, Pete, you have to pick. I'll be honest, it's still Italy for me. Like if I had to only pick one national cuisine to eat for the rest of my life, it would probably be Italian. Probably be Italian. But Thai is very close. Indian is very close. Japanese is very close. Lebanese, very close. Korean street food was solid. I'm sure Korean street food is incredible. Foul on St. Pauli here. Like this is always interesting to me. You can tell how boring a game is on a live watch along by how much we're talking about food or movies. Yeah, Mexican food also very good. Pete, what are your thoughts on visiting France? I've never been. Oh no, I have been to France. I've never been to Paris. I went to the south of France, but it was just for a day. I was just there for one night as we were passing through. I never really got to see much of France. So I don't really have, I would like to at some point, but I'd rather visit Italy first. I've never visited Italy. Italy is on my bucket list. Oh, here comes Gladbach. Scally. Good work, Scally. That was a really nice work. Would you start Weah over Dest at right back? No, I would still start Dest. I think he is much more unpredictable. Oh, nice work, Scally. And then he's fouled. That's really nice dribbling into midfield under pressure from Joe Scally and then fouled. All right, here comes Gladbach. Guys, hit that like button if you haven't hit it already. Got to find Gio in midfield. Oh, come on, Honorat. Dancing on the ball for too long. Scally down the right. Scally into midfield, played back to Honorat. That's going to go out. That was a poor layoff. Weah is a 3 in the back casualty, but he still has a major role. Yeah, if Dest and A-Rob are both healthy, then Weah comes off the bench. But that's the thing, guys. It's like you want to be a national team that has good talent coming off the bench, right? So if Weah is coming off the bench, that's good. That means we're stacked at quality. Now, it's not good if Arston is starting, of course. But if you have Dest and A-Rob there, then Weah comes off the bench because he's going to play wingback in the 3-4-2-1. Come on, Gladbach, do something. A lot of very passive play from Gladbach right now. Not really finding anybody in midfield. Gio on the ball. Ball over the top from Gio. Oh, nice ball to Honorat. Crossed in. Goal, goal. That was set up by Gio. That was set up by Gio. Beautiful ball by Gio. Beautiful ball by Gio. Over the top to Honorat. Honorat with the cross. Hockey assist for Gio. Well done, Giovanni Reyna. Let's go. Yeah, so he takes the loose ball, sees Honorat making the run. Gorgeous ball. Gorgeous ball for Honorat, who crosses it in, and it is tapped home. Well done, Giovanni Reyna. Well done indeed. Tabakovic with the goal. Tabakovic with the goal there. Well done. Just had to tweet that out. All right, 57th minute, and it is 1-1. If you were trying to read Poch's mind, who do you think is the most likely third center back after Richards and Ream? In Poch's mind, I think very likely it is Alex Freeman at this point. That's my guess. Either Alex Freeman or Miles Robinson. Now, I don't think it should be Miles Robinson. I would much prefer what's his name? Freeman. But I think we should give Tessman a start in March. He's been playing right back, center back for Lyon. Why not give him a start there? We have enough midfielders. You've got Adams, you've got McKennie, you've got Johnny. You can move him into midfield if you need him to at some point, and then put Alex Freeman there. Noah Kai Banks also is another one that I think is continuing to get better and should be tried out in March. All right, 1-1 here. 1-1. Any new MLS players potential move to Europe? Anyone? Maybe Alex Freeman. I know Villarreal were interested in Alex Freeman. So that could be quite interesting. Pete, potentially friendship-destroying question. Who's a better coach, you or Tack? I would say we have very similar but also different coaching styles. Oh, good ball here for Honorat. Honorat looking for Gio, but it's behind him. St. Pauli clear, but they pick up the loose ball. Joe Scally. Scally cross, headed out. Just came in. How's Reyna doing? He's had mostly a quiet game, but a very good hockey assist to lead to the Gladbach equalizer. Oh, Joe Scally loses it. Gladbach wins it back. Crosses it in. Oh, almost got in on the end of that. Triple G to your Jose Mourinho. All right, St. Pauli coming now here. Gladbach have to be careful at the back. What happened in TST? Oh my God, so much happened at TST. I don't have time to get into the long version, but the short version is we lost 5 out of our 7 defenders a week before the tournament. And so we didn't really have a strong defense for lots of different reasons. One of them got injured. One was not allowed into the country. One's work wouldn't let him go. One disappeared suddenly because he said he wasn't getting paid. We lost a lot of our good quality defenders. One college coach wouldn't let him play because of eligibility issues. So we lost 5 out of 7 defenders. So we actually scored a lot of goals. We scored 7 goals in 3 games, but then we conceded 9. We really didn't have a defense. If we had had a better defense, I think we would have had a very good tournament. But unfortunately, we did not. And that killed us the week before the tournament. Pete, I'm working the next TST. I'll see you there. We are going again this next year. Yes, we will be there in 2026. Tack and I may not be coaching because of the World Cup. We may not, like, if some of the games, depends on the friendlies. When the friendlies are announced, we'll be able to get a better idea. There's pre-World Cup friendlies. We'll be able to get a better idea of what we're looking at. But if those World Cup friendlies overlap with the TST, then we won't be able to coach. We'll be there, but we can't be on the field coaching during those friendlies. We have to be covering the U.S. men's national team. That's our number one priority. So we're going to wait and see. Pete, do you play pickup soccer at all? Yes, I do. I play twice a week in the park, just with friends. Gio might be gassed. Yeah, they may sub him out. All right, come on, Gladbach. Do something. Pete, I need reinforcements in Southgate, not far from you. Come play. Southgate, the problem is what time do you play and what dates do you play? Oh, here comes St. Pauli. Get in the way, Scally. Oof. Did enough to put him off, and that shot hit the side netting. If we do good at the World Cup, do you think hosting Copa will make Poch stick around? I think money will make Poch stick around. If we do well at the World Cup, though, Poch may have offers from bigger teams, and he may want to get back into coaching club. Come on, Gio, go press. It's 1-1. We're 63 minutes in. Thursdays at 9 p.m. in Southgate. That's just really far. Do you play on plastic or do you play on a field? You know what you can do? Actually, help me out. Slide into my DMs on Twitter and just tell me where you play and give me your contact and we can discuss it. Because I might come for a game. Sands got an early yellow. Yeah, Sands has not been great today. If Poch does well, he wants the Argentina job. Yeah, and he may get it. If we do really well at the World Cup, he may get the Argentina job. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Argentina, I'm predicting Argentina is not going to have a great World Cup. I think they'll get out of their group, but I don't think they're going to go super far in the knockout rounds. And I know some people will dislike that and disagree with me, and that's fine. But I think that they have been reliant on Messi for so long, and Messi, for better or for worse, has aged. He's still a very good player, but I don't think he can put Argentina on his back consistently every single game in the way that he did in the last World Cup. Ball over the top. Honorat dropping back here, kicks it out for a throw-in. All right, it is 1-1. What can we do here? Frank Honorat. I previously said that Honorat was Moroccan. He is not. He's French. My bad. French. If Poch World Cup run does well, does USSF hire another European coach or go back to an MLS inside job? Hard to say, man. USSF is so incompetent. I could see them being like, well, we only got Poch because the World Cup was at home and soccer's exciting again. So now we can just pay less and get some MLS coach to keep the status quo instead of really pushing. But I think we should keep going for European or good quality coaches that have high level experience. And yes, you have to pay a little bit more, but it is absolutely worth it, right? For soccer in this country to grow is very much dependent on how well the U.S. men's national team does. And so that kind of high profile job in this country, it's the highest profile soccer job in this country. And it should be used as a way to, like, coaching the national team in the U.S. is literally about popularizing the game. The better the national team does, the more popular the game is. And we really need to keep that in mind when we're picking USMNT coaches. If you're trying to grow the game, the best way to spend that money, honestly, is on a national team coach. Bruce Arena should stay far, far away. Guy's a dinosaur, if I've ever seen one. Matarazzo is a possibility, but I think we should aim higher. I think we should aim higher, to be honest. All right, here comes Gladbach. Oh, they're going to be making some changes. Is Gio going to be pulled in these changes? That will be unfortunate for him, but he might be because he's getting a little gassed here. Oh, cleared. Shot from distance. Nowhere near the goal. It's wide. I think Gio might be pulled here. 67th minute. He looks a little gassed. Although he was dropping back here. Dropping back well here on the play. Iraola from Bournemouth. Oh, Honorat is getting pulled, not Gio. Interesting. Honorat is getting pulled here. Reitz and Herman are coming on. Honorat is the first. Oh, yeah, Gio's getting pulled. So Gio's off. Gio's off in the 69th minute. He's looked a little gassed, so not totally surprised there, but got a nice hockey assist there. There are some hockey assists that don't matter that much. That hockey assist was nearly as important as the assist itself. Oh, Honorat asked to be subbed off. He asked to be subbed off. Maybe he's feeling a twinge somewhere. All right. Will this go to penalties? Oh, yeah, 68th minute, not 69th just yet. Will this go to penalties now for Gladbach? People are going to complain that he didn't sprint when coming off. Yeah, that's going to be Doug McIntyre. Gio Reyna, watch, if Gladbach concede a goal now, he'll be like, Gio Reyna's poor defending allowed St. Pauli to get the lead. Yeah, the guy hasn't started a game since the Uruguay game and hasn't started a club game since the 14th. So, you know, I'm not surprised they looked gassed around the 65th minute. It was a quiet game from Gio, and he certainly could have done better. But that hockey assist was absolute gorgeous. And that's the thing about Gio is he can pull something out of nowhere, even when he's not playing particularly well. His quality allows him to pull something out of nowhere that you don't expect, as he did with that goal. No, we're not going to show you the TV. That's how you get banned, buddy. That's how you get banned. I'm not going to show you the TV. 220 people in the chat. Hit the like button if you haven't already, guys. 1-1. Yes, I did see it, Devonta Jones. Did you see Doug McIntyre's USMNT 11 for the World Cup? I did see it, and it was hilarious. The comedy that Doug McIntyre provides to us on a regular basis is blessed. Ball over the top, easily grabbed by the Gladbach keeper. The score is 1-1, and it is the 70th minute. But on ThoughtMob, it is not showing. Oh yeah, it is showing. It's the 70th. 70:01. I can try to pull this up if you guys want. Tell me if you prefer that. You're having the score and the time there. I can try to make it a little bit closer for you. You guys, does that help? Do you prefer that, or do you prefer me and my ugly mug talking the whole time? All right, let me hide Jacob's comment since we addressed that. So it's 1-1. I have no idea who's going to win. Gladbach definitely looked like the better team. Marginally, though. Marginally, they look like the better team. But at this point of the game, yeah, anything can happen. Scally has been quite decent today. He really has. What do I think? Final result draw? Well, I don't think they can draw, right? This is a knockout. Trying to see if they have extra time or not. Yes. 30 minutes of extra time, guys. So we might be here for a while. If this ends 1-1, good run from Scally here. If this ends 1-1, we could be in for 30 minutes of extra time and perhaps a penalty shootout, which would be unfortunate not to have Gio on the field for a penalty shootout. Would suck. Be nice to see him score a penalty, especially with some confidence. Build up some confidence for him. All right, here comes St. Pauli down the right. We might have to go back to talking about movies if that happens. It's fine. We haven't had a casual hang on the channel in a while. So, Sans extra time. Sans winner in extra time, calling it now. All right, Aaron. Hey, Pete, do you wear any cologne? If so, which brand? Yes, I do. Hugo Boss. Hugo Boss is my preferred cologne. Is it just me, or is cologne kind of dropped off? Like, I remember when I was like in my teens and early 20s, cologne was a real thing. Like, every guy wore cologne. Do you guys wear cologne? I feel like it's not something that's as common as it used to be. What do you guys? Let me know in the chat. You guys wear cologne or not? It's popular on TikTok. There you go. TikTok is the arbiter of all things trendy these days. Heck no. Yes, I do not. I assumed you were a Drakkar Noir guy. I do like Drakkar Noir. Yes, only when I'm around family friends. Yes, I do. So it seems a lot of guys here do wear cologne. What are your brands? What brands Hey, Hugo Boss, sponsor the channel at Hugo Boss. Anybody know anyone from Hugo? Oh, they should have scored that. Get Hugo Boss to sponsor the channel for the World Cup. I'll do live spritz on air. Jam Flowman says Sex Panther. Tax Brazilian Ghost. I have like 6 different colognes. Margiela Coffee Break and Bubble Bath are insane. Are those cologne? Ralph Lauren Blue all the way. That's a good one. Versace, another good one. A small amount of Calvin Klein when I'm going to be around people. Yves Saint Laurent Le Homme. Yeah, a lot of good. All right. Good stuff, guys. All right. St. Pauli, 75th minute, 1-1. It feels like either team could score right now. Or rather, it feels like neither team is going to score right now. It's pretty evenly balanced, I would say. All right, here comes Gladbach. If Zendejas continues to ball out of Club America into 2026, do we see the Zendejas Balo Pulisic front three we played versus Japan at the World Cup? Huh? We never played Japan at the World Cup with any of those guys. Also, we're not playing a front three anymore. It's like a 2-1. Zendejas could be there, but with Tillman and Reyna healthy, I doubt very much that Zendejas is going to get. He may not even be on the roster. Was Gio Reyna subbed for being poor? No, I think he was subbed for being gassed. I don't think he had the best of games, to be honest. He was a little quiet and didn't get as involved. But that one hockey assist for their equalizer was excellent from Gio. That was a beautiful, beautiful ball. Aronson dropped for Zendejas, maybe? Yeah, potentially. Potentially. We'll have to see how Zendejas does to start the season. Oh, here comes St. Pauli. St. Pauli could easily score here. Oh, headed down. Can Gladbach clear their lines? Chipped over. Nobody there. Does this hurt or help Gio's case for more starting minutes? I would say the hockey assist doesn't hurt, but I think he could start again on the weekend, depending on how fit he is. He may not be. They may not start him on the weekend just because they're, the minimal rest time. Although it is Tuesday. When do they play their next game? Let me see here. Next game for Gladbach is on Friday. Yeah, so it's Tuesday, Wednesday. It's only a 3-day rest. They could have pulled him to save him for the weekend game, or they could feel that after playing 66 minutes at his fitness level, he may not be able to play on the weekend. So let's just sort of wait and see. I don't think he played poorly. I think he wasn't as involved as he could have been. He had some decent little moments, but he was not excellent by any means. No, he didn't play poorly for sure. They're showing the replay on that goal. Honorat with a good cross, headed down, headed towards goal. All right, 78th minute, guys. 78th minute. Let me see if I can bring this a little closer for you here. Try to make it a little bigger. Is that better for y'all? Do you want to see the commentary? There you go. Let's do that. Easily caught by the goalkeeper. Wasn't Gio the one that passed the long ball to Honorat? Yes, he was. It was a gorgeous ball by Gio to Honorat. Pete, have you ever considered streaming games on playback? What is playback? FOTMob not giving creds to him for that pass. What do you mean not giving him creds? They're not going to give him an assist because it's not an assist. Oh, ball in. Cleared. Cleared. Will you be doing watch-alongs for the World Cup? Oh, absolutely we will. Absolutely we will. We'll absolutely be doing, I mean, we're going to cover the World Cup the same way we always cover the USMNT. Previews, pre-games, live watch-alongs, post-games, recaps. We're going to cover the World Cup just like we did last time. We're also going to, Tack's also going to cover Brazil. I may cover Argentina. We'll see. We'll see. Is Gio a better player now than he was at 18, 19 years old? No, I would say not. He was a lot better at 18, 19. Multiple injuries have hurt him, though. All right, 80th minute. Here comes St. Pauli. Pete, will you stream all day? Lots of Americans playing today. I know. Unfortunately, I cannot stream all day. Would you guys be up for a Juve stream? My voice can only last so long. Keep that in mind. Who else is playing today? Adams is playing today against Everton. Let's see if that lineup is out. Yeah, Adams starts against Everton for Bournemouth. Fulham, no. A-Rob, obviously. Fulham, Man City, no. No Americans there. Newcastle, Tottenham, no Americans there. Barcelona, Atletico could be interesting if Johnny starts. Don't have the starting lineup there, but it seems like Johnny might start. We'll have to wait and see. Dortmund, Leverkusen, we could be looking at a Malik Tillman start. That could be interesting. I'm off today, Pete. Let's aim for 12-hour stream. Y'all, I'm going to kill my voice here. Pete, thoughts on Alex Goldberg saying he might cover the national team during the World Cup? Who is Alex Goldberg? Someone tell me who that is. Johnny versus Cochin. Dortmund Leverkusen will be a great match. Yeah, could be a good one. We'll see if Malik starts. Championship. Spain is the Copa del Rey. We've got nobody there. Yeah, so Malik, we've got Adams, we've got Tillman, potentially Johnny, and Juve, McKennie. Julian Vivas, do you think with Spalletti wanting McKennie, him will stay in Italy and not go back to MLS? Yeah, I hope so. I hope that Spalletti will convince McKennie to stay in Italy and not go back to MLS. How long is the draw on Friday expected to take? Last time it took about 2 to 3 hours. Alex Goldberg is the biggest Chelsea fan account, an American. All right, well, good for him. I don't know if he watches the U.S. men's national team, so you can cover it. But if you don't really know what you're talking about, you might not have a lot of interesting things to say, unless you just want to be entertaining. Oh, good. Oh, that's a goal. St. Pauli scored. Oh, thank God. We don't have to do overtime. Well, that's what happens when you pull Gio. No, just kidding. It had nothing to do with pulling Gio. Well, no more DFB Pokal for Gladbach. 83rd minute. Let's see if this was on Scally at all. $500K followers on Twitter. Hopefully he doesn't take views from y'all. I mean, he can take views from us. I think people who follow us are very knowledgeable fans that kind of want a little more than just casual takes. Is my guess. Yeah, that's not on Scally. That's poor keeping, to be honest. That's on the keeper and also on the defender there. Keeper didn't get down quickly enough. Yeah, Doug McIntyre is going to say that this goal was Gio's fault. No, Gladbach are actually doing okay in the Bundesliga now. They're doing okay in the Bundesliga. They've sort of pulled out of that relegation slide they were in. I think they're 11th now in the Bundesliga. Let me double check. Let me check that table. They are currently 12th. I'm sorry. 12th in the Bundesliga. They have 13 points. And and they're 5 points clear of relegation. So they're not completely safe, but they're a lot safer than they used to be. So solidly mid-table. Are you doing a watch along for the draw? Absolutely, guys. Watch along for the World Cup draw on Friday here at the channel. You wrestled him to the ground there. How is that not a free kick? Scally headed away. Keeper grabs it. All right, here comes Gladbach again. Pauli clear their lines. Have you been to a World Cup? I have not been to a World Cup. No. We should focus on MLS more, people. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. All right, here come Gladbach. Watch Joe Scally score the equalizer. Nope, not with a cross like that. So excited, but also lots of anxiety for Friday's draw. I hear you. It looks like Honorat has some kind of a calf strain here. He was just gesturing to the bench about his calf hurting. He might have a calf strain. Well, honestly, if Honorat's injured, then Gio has a higher chance to start on the weekend. I'm American and no, MLS is retirement league. What time is the draw? It starts at 9 a.m. Pacific time or noon Eastern time on Friday. But that's the whole draw, right? So there's going to be a lot of like performance this and speech that and award this. All right. Gladbach making some changes here. Guys, if you haven't hit the like button yet, now would be the time to help other people find the game, find the channel. MLS is the best league in the world, just being unbiased. All right, more changes for Gladbach. Oh. Can they do anything here? It's 87 minutes in. They've got 4 minutes left plus added time. Gladbach, honestly, have not really looked like scoring much ever since Gio was pulled. And even before Gio was pulled, they really didn't look like scoring. The only, great piece of work came from Gio. Oh, header easily caught by the keeper. Pete, has a director ever gave you a note that you felt was ridiculous? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So many times. I remember one time shooting this movie and, there was this scene where I was supposed to walk into this room, the bedroom, and turn on the lamp. And so we were just shooting that part first. And so they kind of set up the scene, and I was walking in, and I turned on the lamp, and then the director yelled, "Cut." And he comes up to me and goes, he was a French director. And he comes to me and he goes, that was good. I want to ask you a question. Huh? And I said, yeah. And he goes, he come in, he turn on the lamp. Huh? I said, yes, yeah, that's right. He goes, what do you think is the motivation to turn on the lamp? And I said, to light up the room. And he goes, I think so, but I think that is a very superficial way to see it. Huh? And I said, okay, what do you mean? He goes, he's turning on the lamp is a metaphor for the beginning of a change in his life. And I was like, I see. And he goes, and I said, I understand that you might see it as a metaphor, but I don't think that the character himself sees that as a metaphor for anything in his life. I really think he just turns on the lamp. So it's kind of a weird little moment. Let's see. Anyone think you might start 2026 on fire and sneak into the World Cup roster? Seems Bank is the only young prospects we have. Luna seems to have regressed. I don't think Luna was ever that good. That's a great question. There's several possibilities, Antonio. Could be Noakai Banks, Josh Winder. Does Josh Winder start playing some minutes for Benfica and maybe sneaks in? Does what's his name? Does Mathis Albert start playing for Dortmund? I'd say that's unlikely. He's mostly going to be with the 23s. Kevin Sullivan, I doubt it. He'd have to start really strongly and play really well with the Philadelphia Union. Maybe I'll give you my underrated pick, although I don't think he makes it in because there's just too much competition in spots. Brooklyn Reigns gets a move and starts really well. Brooklyn Reigns gets a move somewhere in Europe and starts really, really well and forces his way in. But I think that's unlikely because Brooklyn Reigns is playing in a position where we have a lot of competition. A lot of the weird MLS fans are saying Roldan is starting at the World Cup. Oh, the weird fans. Gotta love them. It's the MLS fanboys. Gotta love them. I don't think Cavan is not a lock. Cavan is not a lock. 4 minutes of added time. 4 minutes of added time here. Yeah, it's the Sounders fans. They are some funny boys. Sands getting pulled here. But also their coach, too. Their coach was still saying that Jordan Morris should be on the national team. What's his name? Y'all know who I'm talking about. I was like, just, nonsense. It's like we're still living in 2022 here. Yes, after the Australia game, the roster is Roldan and 25 other dudes. Yeah. I heard USL in the near future might bring ProRel. I think USL will. No, it's not might. They are bringing it. They've already decided to bring it in 2028. They are bringing it. Schmelzer, yeah. Brian Schmetzer, I think his name is Schmetzer. MLS was the millstone of the roster. Yeah, like he didn't like all of our MLS players look like shit at the World Cup. Come on, guys. It's a World Cup. Can't be bringing MLSers. Oh, nice work, Joe Scally. That's great work from Joe Scally here. Ball in. Come on, let's go. This is probably your last chance. That's a foul. That's a foul. That should be a free kick for Gladbach and probably a yellow card. He went in from behind. I don't even think he got the ball. Honestly, if he didn't get the ball, that should be a red. Oh, no, he got the ball. He got the ball. It came from behind, but he did get the ball. It's still a little dangerous, but he definitely got the ball. Oof. Yeah, and yet MLS stands and McBride still tried to gas him up. Cleared throw in. We're 2.5 minutes into 2.5 minutes into added time, 1.5 minutes to go. How did Gio play? I'd say he was mostly quiet apart from a moment of brilliance. Ooh, Johnny starting. We might have to do okay, guys, hit the number 1 in the chat if you would come hang for a live watch along of Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid and also Juve versus Udinese. That way we can watch McKenny and Johnny at the same time. But I don't want to do it if there's no interest. Hit 1 if you would be down for that. It'll be at noon Pacific time. Wow. Hour break for you, Pete. Yeah, I would get an hour break. Come back for Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid. Damn. Everyone's here for it. All right. All right. Johnny starting. Might as well give him a shot. All right. Okay, you guys. All right, I see it. I hear you. All right, but then show up. Hit the like button here. Hit the like button if you want to do another live watch along at noon. I will be listening while working, says Arnold Maldonado. All right, if y'all want to do it. I'll need a break though. Because this takes a lot out of you. Coaching on the bench. An awesome day for the unemployed. Pete, when is the next call-in show? I think we've put a moratorium on call-in shows for a while. There was too many technical issues. We couldn't hear people. All right, this game's almost done here. Plain Pauli headed down. We're past the 4-minute mark, so the whistle's going to blow at any time now. Whistle's going to go at any time now. And that's it. Borussia Monchengladbach are out of the DFB Pokal. They lost 2-1 to St. Pauli. Giovanni Reyna was quiet, but did manage to get a moment of brilliance on Gladbach's equalizer with the hockey assist. Tillman is also playing versus Dortmund. Is that at the same time? My God. Oh, my God. We've got 3 players starting at the same time. We've got Tillman, McKennie, and Johnny. I might have to set up the iPad here so we can watch all 3 at the same time. All right, guys. Hit that like button before you go. Thanks for hanging. I'll see you guys in an hour for the Barcelona Atletico Madrid live watch along. We'll watch Johnny play, and we'll also keep track of Malik Tillman and Weston McKennie, who will be playing at the same time. Oh, no, this is not over. What am I saying? I thought it was over. It's not over. Gladbach are still playing. Oh, they just called for a foul, and I thought it was blowing the final whistle. That's the problem when you watch on mute. Come on, this last chance. How is the game still going? Now it's over. All right. Oh, Tillman is on the bench, so we won't be watching Tillman. Interesting. Tillman benched, but we will keep an eye on Johnny and McKennie. I'll see you guys in an hour. Hit that like stream before you that like button before you go, and I'll see you guys over there.